what does a Dendo Web3 project look like? It's not just a $0 token or it isn't a Discord. It's something far more specific and far more predictable. Last month, I spent 30 hours exploring 47 dead Web3 projects. Brands that raised millions, had teams, had communities, and are now completely gone. Websites are barely working, Discord servers are empty, and founders that too even vanished. But here's what shocked me: 94% of these failures follow the exact same three patterns. And the scariest part, I see those same patterns in the projects that are still alive today, burning through runway and heading towards same fate. I'm Excalibur from Fremont, and today I'm showing the exact three patterns that are killing Web3 brand. And if you finish this video till the end and you want a full checkup of your brand, I have left a link below. Let's skip to the main part.
So these projects span every vertical, like in DeFi, NFTs, gaming, their funding, they are the hype, but all made seems the catastrophic mistake. And it always happened in the same order. And in this video, you will know that what are those three catastrophic mistakes that you can avoid so that your brand isn't the same outcome. The first symptom is always the easiest to miss and the most deadly to reveal. The leadership war. So this is what usually happens. In the starting day one, the founders very active. They're trying to interact with the communities. They're very bullish. They're very vibrant. It shows that they will create something big of this. They are not here for fitness. And this is how they start. But after months, but once the PG happens, the project is launched, on a search to ghost, and which leads to community panicking and then just collapse. In the starting, when the founder is on every space, tweets frequently, and every AMS, you can feel that, but by 4 months, there is silence. The community start asking, is everything okay in a Discord? But no one responds. At month 6, the panic selling starts, and the first asset you ever send is your Aventure. And when the founders disappear, the community assumes it's the worst. And this is the primary cause of death in 41 out of 47 cases. And in a lot of brands where I also invested in their coins or tokens, or even in their NFT projects, one of the big problems that I saw that founders started to ignore that project. They started that they are bullish on another project, but in reality, they literally slowly rubbed their previous project. So you need to understand that if founders start to ghosting, this is not a good sign. But the present founder can't see a project that's already making the second more strategy mistake. The value extraction law. So this is the insidious one. Here's a project whose entire strategy was in loop of mint is live, check your floor price, get spike whitelist by like, comment, and retweet. And look at this listing. They're only talking about what they could get from the community. They never give anything back. No entertainment, no education, no empowerment. Like nothing related with that. They were value grateful. Eventually, the community has nothing left to give, right? And then leave. So when you talk about successful projects like Budgie Penguins, they're having a lot of IL meetings. They're constantly building, whether you're talking about buying products on Walmart or creating a team that they recently announced last month only. So you need to understand that the community is a battery. You have to charge it, not just drain it, right? So there's need to be a very healthy give and get ratio. If you're just taking from the community and you're not giving anything, it is very high chances that your project will for sure die. And these two symptoms, they create a debt spiral. But the third one is the nail in the coffin. The echo chamber. What we see in majority of the projects that have been launched in 1-2 years ago, or more than that, majority of the engagement that are coming from E.8 and those followed. There are no new users coming into the project. That's 5 users who are very active on the Discord or on the Twitter page. And that's why when you see that EDF and the chart is always decreasing, even talking about the float price, chart is always decreasing. There's nothing new in that. They have a lot of followings, like, 100K, 200K. That's very common. It seems that it is very healthy project, right? Wrong. Their engagement was 99% from other DGen accounts. Maybe they have bots. There is one stand of create content that can easily be understood by someone outside of Twitter. Right? Eventually, they ran out of options. You cannot grow by only talking to people who are already in inventory. If you want to grow, you need to expand. You need to go beyond seed. Like projects like Nitamas, yes, they're not just limited to Web3 users because they have more than 30 million users using their wallet. And for sure, city is not 13 million. So you need to understand that if you're just preaching to the choir, you will have zero enabler, and this will lead to close the support. So now we have the reason. Now, what's the diagnosis? The unified diagnosis, the give gate ratio framed. Remember, individually, these all are simple, but when we combine it, they point to one decision, a catastrophic failure in the give gate tree. Every single one of these projects was obsessed with what they could get, and completely neglected what they needed: attention, well-being, accessibility. They saw their community as a resource to be mined, not a garden to be tended. Every project that is successful right now, whether it is in the DeFi space, for example, Uniswap or Aave, in an NFT space, Pudgy Penguin, Simples, Azuki, they're constantly building and they're constantly trying to find ways that they can help their community member. Because crypto is all about supporting your early community members by any means, whether by distributing the tokens, whitelist, or anything like that. But if the give-get ratio is not healthy in your brand, it will eventually lead to the failure of a project. You need to catch it early. The Fremont health check early warning sign. So in this checklist, you need to check, is the founder's Twitter activity declining? If so, are they actively interacting with the community members? Is the founder posting consistently or not? Are they even aware of what's happening in the projects or not? Second is 70% of the content on ours? Like, if 7 out of 10 posts that they have made recently is just flexing and asking more about the community, and that's a big red flag. You need to understand. Third is your engagement almost entirely from crypto native account? You can see the interactions. You can go to the page and you can see who are them and who are the person who is interacting with that account. And you can easily see that whether it is from the region accounts or a lot of new people are entering them. And if you were to say yeses to this answer of your project, then the code is red. Then it's a very high chance that your project is about to die. So listen to your project MRI and be brutally honest. If you see any successful of the band, go out and check this and see whether it is working. Because if you see the founder of Azuki, Zagabond, Pudgy Penguins, Lucanets, Aave, Stanley, all of them are very much aware of what's happening in the community and they're actively interacting with the community. And if you're nodding at more than one of these, you are on the spectrum. The timeline from these early signs to a dead Discord is about 120 to 180 days, like that is 4 to 6 months. But you can turn it around only if the founder and the team want. And turning it around is exactly what we specialize in, the restoration process, my friend. We make sure to diagnose what exactly the problem, like first we identify the specific failure points in the community in detail. We dive into your analytics, your community sentiment, and your content strategy to be your brutally honest health sport and what you guys will. Then we try to restore the give-get ratio because we make sure that whoever the community members that supporting your project from starting, we need to reward them because that's why they're supporting. If you won't support our community members back, they will eventually leave our project, right? After rebalancing, we rebuild, we establish the content leadership, presence, and value delivery. We make sure that founders posting actively, and then the give-get ratio is very fair. We make sure that we don't create content in which we just ask from the community member. This is how we help brands going from a brand who's dying to get back on the track in 4 to 6 months. But the bigger question is, what's your prognosis? So what's the prognosis for your product? And are you ready to? The bigger question is, are you ready to get the actual answer of your project? And if yes, and if you are failing, then are you ready to fight back or not?
I showed you these results not to scare you, but to save you. These weren't bad people, They were really good founders who just got this strategy wrong. The difference between a living project and a dead project isn't just luck, it's a healthy give and get ratio. And if you just ran a mental checklist on your Web3 brand and felt a ton of fear, then let's talk. The first link in the description is to apply for a framing project autopsy. We will give you the unbiased diagnosis you need to course correct. That's it. Thanks for watching till the end.